Good afternoon and welcome to our second Finngineers webinar. Very good to meet you here all online. My name is Johanna Kareskoskinen and I'm working in the International Office of Satakunta University of Applied Sciences here in Finland. The Finngineers webinar series has been created by the three universities of applied sciences here. So Centria, Seinäjoki and Satakunta Universities of Applied Sciences. We are offering altogether 9 different engineering programs. Today we will hear about engineering in smarter systems and industries. The engineering programs which will be presented today are logistics, automation engineering, industrial management and engineering. Our experts will tell you about engineering studies. You will meet teachers and students here and hear about the career paths as engineers in Finland. At the end, you can join degree program breakout rooms and ask your questions there. There will also be non-academic personnel to answer your questions about non-academic issues. So the first part of the webinar is about Finland and engineering industries, why engineering, and about engineering studies in Finland step by step. We have here Ms. Helena Korpela from Centria University of Applied Sciences, and she will continue now. Please, Helena, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I think actually Elvira will continue with with Finland, but thank you for introducing me, Johanna. And Elvira, please, could you share an overview about engineering in Finland?
I will do that. Thank you. Thank you, Johanna. My name is Elvira Tuomi, and I'm senior lecturer and researcher at Satakunta University of Applied Sciences. I actually have an interesting background for this presentation because I have done 2 degrees, bachelor's degrees for Satakunta University of Applied Sciences. The first one is Bachelor of Business Administration, and the next one is Bachelor of Engineering in Logistics. And after that, I have continued my studies in Masters in Science in Technology. So I'm a diplomi-insinööri, as we call in Finnish language. And then I'm also quite happy about the thing that I might be pursuing my PhD quite soon. So this is the basic structure of studies in Finland, that you first start the bachelor's and then you continue the master's and after that to PhD. Yes. Anyways, something about Finland and is it an innovation nation? We believe that it is. Finland is a small country, but it has had quite a big impact. So let's take a look into some most important matters concerning this. Firstly, Bloomberg Innovation Index 2025 has ranked Finland the top 10 most innovative countries. We invest a lot. Finland invests in research, education, and technological development. I believe that the innovation is not just encouraged, but it's part of the Finnish mindset. And that is the reason why we are a really innovative country. You might also notice some familiar words here. The famous Finnish inventions. Many of them has Finnish roots, even though you might not think like that for the first sight. So to mention some, the internet browser, SMSs, heart rate monitor and mobile phones, I think everyone knows Nokia. And then 5G network, for example, are Finnish innovations. I think these are pretty clear examples of the practical problem-solving skills that we have in here in Finland. Finland is a rather long country with really long distances, so it has been said that that is the reason why we are actually so good with mobile phones and connections. Now the next bullet point is about future tech. And actually, can I go still one slide back, Johanna? So future tech, we have been good in past, but we would like to be really good also in the future. And we are focusing on artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, cybersecurity, quantum computing, and then we hope to keep on developing on those. And I believe that the Finnish companies and researchers are really pushing the boundaries with those. Startup culture in Finland is quite vibrant, and entrepreneurship is really much highlighted also in the Finnish school system, and all of our degree programs, for example, have entrepreneurship course within the curricula. So it's really seen really important, and also really important for the students, so that we encourage the entrepreneurship here in Finland. We can go to the next slide. So next, something about sustainability and green tech in Finland. If you fly to Finland, as I have done many times, and I feel like I see my home when I see the country covered fully in forest. The official number is 86%. So all you see is green forest and then some lakes in between. If you come closer, you might also see some roads and cities. So we are pretty much forest covered country. The next part is renewable energy, which also has to do with resilience nowadays. So we really want to focus, and we need to be future-proof and efficient with this. So we need to focus as a country to renewable energy, and that is also where the research is focused. Next, about clean tech. Finland is recognized as the global leader in clean tech. And it means that we are building technologies to reduce the environmental impact. This might and it does include innovations like bio-based plastic, advanced recycling systems, and, for example, carbon capture solutions, which are also exported worldwide. Then we have the circular economy focus. In logistics, I'm a logistics person. So in logistics, we previously thought that we want things to move from place A to place B, and we are happy with that. But nowadays, we really much would like to focus on having them A and B place quite close to each other. So we really want to focus on the circular economy, reusing, recycling, and redesigning. And then we have quite ambitious goal in Finland to be carbon neutral by 2035, which also requires the technological innovations. It's one of the most forward-thinking and ambitious climate goals in the whole world. So overall, sustainability and innovation go pretty much hand in hand in Finland. We can go to the next slide, Johanna. So, something about the engineering fields in Finland. Of course, we have the tech and the digital side, meaning artificial intelligence and VR and health tech and startups. And the companies and also the universities, at least at some, are also creating quite dynamic and new solutions for health technology, for example. Then I'm happy to present maritime and shipbuilding, as we are located here in Rauma. So Rauma campus is located close to the Rauma port and also to the Rauma shipyard. So this maritime field is quite important here in Finland. Then we have some biotech, wood-based fibers and biodegradable materials. And that is also something that here in Rauma is quite important. And next we have clean energy, smart grids, hydrogen and storage of those. I think we already discussed energy on the last previous slide. Finland is sometimes seen as an island, so the clean energy and energy supply is really, really important here. And then last but not least, we have very much hands-on professions, and we believe in the school system also to the connection between vocational school and higher education, so universities. So we are working quite close with the vocational school also. So we have both hands-on and then the engineering side of things here. So, the engineering field in Finland is quite diverse, and I believe that everyone who wants to become an engineer finds a perfect field for themselves, so that they can be part of solving today's problems. Then we can go to the next slide. So, why engineering? And also, I'm happy to say that I'm engineer and I'm Finngineer, as we say on this slide. Firstly, engineers are building the future. As we discussed previously, the clean energy, smart cities, and functional healthcare systems. So engineers are needed in every field that we have. As mentioned already on the previous slide, the field is really diverse. So you can be designing the space probes, and you can solve the climate change, or you can make new gaming technology. So the work is really meaningful and visible in people's everyday lives. Studying to become an engineer in Finland, I think it really makes you create the capabilities of thinking critically and solving complex problems. Skills that are needed in all areas of life. Then we can go to the next slide. So, I have been responsible for the logistics students in Finland at SAMK. So I believe I have something to say about how to make an engineer. And firstly, on the slide, it says you need a dose of curiosity. So you need to be passionate about what you are doing. And you need to understand or want to understand how things work, even the complex things. Then you need a little bit of proactiveness. So when you see that something doesn't work or something is difficult, you would really need to want to fix it. And then studying to become an engineer is 240 credits. It's not a one-day thing. It takes 4 years normally. So you really need the determination to do that. And also you need the determination to learn things. Then you need commitment and persistence when you are doing it. So you need to stick to the studies and trust the process, and it will all be perfectly okay. And then last but not least, I believe that the world is not built alone, so we need a team spirit. And also during the studies, most of the schoolwork is done in small teams and within the group. So it's really important that you have the dash of team spirit. So I think that was all from my side. If you have any questions, I'm always here and happy to answer to them. And then we will also see in the breakout room. And now I will give the stage to Johanna back.
Thank you, Elvira, for your presentation and the things you told us. Then we will continue. There will be a slide about engineering studies in Finland. How does it happen? You can enter to high school with using high school diploma or similar, and then you can apply to universities of applied sciences if you have high school diploma or similar, you can apply to university from your home country. You can apply to University of Applied Sciences here in Finland. And English language level is usually checked, and there are different kinds of entry routes. We are having, it a little bit depends on the University of Applied Sciences, so we are using rolling applications, joint application, and separate application. And you can find information about application systems in the web pages of each university. Bachelor of Engineering studies are usually 240 ECTSs. One ECTS means that the student will study about 27 hours. And the last of the studies is usually 4 years, and it includes various work placements and internships as well. And what is a University of Applied Sciences? It's a practical, hands-on learning, theory-based way of studies with close links with companies. And after graduation, the students who have studied in universities of applied sciences, some of them find their employment in their home countries, some of them stay in Finland, and some of them go to Europe, basically worldwide. And then a few words about research, development, and innovation at universities of applied sciences. R&D have got a big role in universities of applied sciences. We are having labs and hands-on projects, so the students are actively participating in those, and they are really connected to the working life and industry. And then universities of applied sciences have R&D activities such as research, development, and innovation. So USCs play a key role in Finland's business development, especially for SMEs, by helping them to adapt innovations, apply new technologies, and improve operations. And then there is a list of benefits for the students. They will gain real work experience when working in close operation with the companies. They build strong skills in problem solving, teamwork, and innovation. They can access networks and career opportunities. They can develop innovation mindset and adaptability to new technologies. And also this strengthens career relevance in all ways. And I think that now we will hear about the featured engineering degree programs by Helena.
Thank you, Johanna. And indeed, hello everyone and welcome. Great to have you here. My name is Helena Korpela. I work at Centra University of Applied Sciences and I'm excited to guide you through some of the most dynamic and future-oriented Bachelor of Engineering programs offered at SAMK, SEAMK and Centria here in Finland. So whether you're passionate about mechanics, logistics, automation, or industrial management, there is a path here that can launch your career into exciting directions. So I'll give you more information about the degree programs in the next slides. We will start with the Bachelor of Engineering, which is taught at SAMK. So next slide, please. As Elvira said, the logistics studies at SAMK are taught in Rauma, which offer a truly distinctive environment right next to the shipyard and the port. This location isn't just scenic, it's also strategic. It will bring the students very close to real-world logistics operations from day one. The program is known for its strong sense of community, which really supports student success. On the next slide, we can have a look at the courses. So the core subjects in the program in logistics. Courses are carefully designed to provide up-to-date knowledge and skills for managing the entire supply chain. So that means from financial and material flows to information flows. Students also have the flexibility to tailor their studies based on personal interests, which makes the learning experience both practical and personalized. And next slide, please. Of course, considering the outcomes of these studies, there are different career possibilities. So logistics expertise is more practical than ever. With global supply chain facing challenges from geopolitical shifts, sustainability demands, and rapid technological changes, graduates are equipped to build resilient and efficient networks. So networks that really work. Logistics professionals play a key role in keeping goods, data, and resources flowing even in uncertain times. If you want to know more about the program, please meet with lecturer and researcher Elvira Tuomi, who was talking previously in the breakout room after the presentations. It's an excellent occasion to actually ask about the studies and really dive deeper into the topic and ask specific questions. Besides the logistics program, we also have a program in mechanical engineering, which we will look into next. This program is built around real industrial needs. In the program in mechanical engineering, students gain hands-on experience through lab work and project-based learning. alongside solid theoretical studies in materials, mechanics, and computer-aided design. The goal is to help students internalize an engineering mindset, problem solving, systems thinking, and then also develop strong design and calculation skills for mechanical components and structures. Let's have a look at the next slide, please. This is very interesting to notice for the mechanical engineering program. There's a lot of flexibility in the career orientation. So if you're interested in design and planning, you can focus on computer-aided design, so CAD, structural mechanics, and project development. And this would then lead to roles such as design engineer or product development engineer. And then if you're more drawn to production and manufacturing, you can specialize in production technologies, automation, and quality control, preparing for roles such as manufacturing engineer or quality engineer. So it depends on your area of interest. A 30 ECTS internship is part of the program, as for all the engineering programs in Finland, and this can be completed through the summer work or part-time jobs during the academic year. And now if you look at the next slide, you can see a summary of the key points of this program. So basically, it really highlights very well the different career options which would open up through this degree program in mechanical engineering, and also points out why this is a great option for those who want to work in a smart industry. And I invite you to meet lecturer Anni Hamari in the breakout room then after the final presentation. So you also have the opportunity to ask a teacher from the program to get to know the program more in detail. And now next we're going to change university and go to Seinäjoki, a bit more north from Samk, and we'll discover the automation engineering program. This program is designed for the future of industry. So it combines traditional automation with modern computer science, programming, and the industrial Internet of Things. There's a strong emphasis on practical skills, as we are all universities of applied sciences, and much of the coursework involves lab work using the same equipment and software found in the industry. So this means that graduates are truly job ready, getting used to using the material and tools which are also used in the working life. During their studies, students explore cutting-edge fields such as robotics, including ROS2, cloud computing, and AI. The program also includes studies in international communication, entrepreneurship, like Elvira mentioned, and research skills. Graduates can pursue careers in production, research and development, supply chain management, and business leadership, with roles ranging from development engineer to quality manager or entrepreneur. And here also I invite you to visit the SEAMK breakout room to meet with lecturer Petteri Mäkelä to ask more in detail about automation engineering. And after this, we can then move on to another university yet again and go even more up north to Kokkola and Pietarsaari to the Centria University of Applied Sciences to talk about industrial management and engineering. And this program offers a balanced mix of engineering, business, and leadership, making it accessible even for those new to the field. Students will work on real-life projects with both local and international companies from the very beginning, and the program includes site visits, guest lectures, and close collaboration with industry professionals. This program is taught as blended learning at the Pietarsaari campus, and the campus is surrounded by leading industries which are working in the fields of chemical engineering, food, wood processing, metal, and shipbuilding, which this provides great opportunities for networking and practical experience. The core subjects covered in this program include mechanical engineering, supply chain management, and you can then choose elective courses, for instance, SAP, programming, and much more, which makes it more personable. And the skills which are gained in this program are then globally transferable across industries. You are not fixed to one industry, but you can use this knowledge in various fields, such as food treatment, food processing, metal, and so forth. The career path, which open up from after this program range from engineering roles, such as development or project engineer, to leadership positions such as logistics manager, purchasing manager, or even CEO. And I invite you here also to meet with lecturer Maria-Liisa Kaakko in the Centria breakout room for more information about this program. Now, this was a rather fast walk through different programs, and I invite you to meet us all then in the breakout rooms to talk more in detail about this. But before that, now that we've explored the different Bachelor of Engineering programs, I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, an alumni from Centria who has studied chemical engineering. Although this is not part of the programs we have just discussed, his journey in the field of engineering has been inspiring and maybe a bit unconventional in a way, as it wasn't that straight, but it shows how diverse and rewarding, even flexible, engineering careers can be. Please join me in welcoming Martin Brarup Hansen, who will share his story and insights from the world of chemical engineering and where it has taken him now. Please, Martin.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Yes, here I am, and I'm now going to tell you my story that led me to Centria and where I am today. If we please could move to the next slide. Yes. So, yeah, my previous background before I actually came to Centria was actually more business related. However, I had some
Sorry, did we lose the voice?
I think we lost Martin, but I'm sure Martin will come back. Even if 5G is from Finland, sometimes internet is also having some tricky issues. Let's just wait that Martin gets back online so he can share his story. In the meantime, whilst we're waiting for Martin, I can share that he has a very interesting story, and I think he will join us soon. So I won't share his story on his behalf, but it's a great. It's quite interesting to see that he also has a business background, like Elvira also had. So it shows that you in Finland we're not usually sort of stuck to only one field, and you can use also your previous experience to build on that and to like change and develop and use that knowledge. So it will be interesting to hear how Martin has also been developing his skills and changing path.
Yes, sorry about the inconvenience, and well, not about engineering studies, but for example, my background is that I have been graduated from University of Applied Sciences, actually from Tampere, and I have been working in private companies, and then now I have been working many years here in Satakunta University of Applied Sciences. So by graduating from universities of applied sciences, you can like have various kind of career paths here in Finland. Is he already here?
I think Martin was able to come back.
Okay, great.
I wonder, maybe we could move forwards and actually have Giuliano's presentation now first.
Okay, so
Would-
Juliana is there already.
Yeah, would that be
Yeah,
okay? Maybe if we first have a look now at the engineering, have a look at engineering through the lens of real life work with Giuliano, and then we'll continue with Martin when he comes back. So we don't wait for him and have him stress about this. So
Yeah.
let's continue with Giuliano.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, nice to be here and to share something related to the practical training in automation engineering degree programs. As it has been already mentioned in the previous presentations, in the University of Applied Sciences, all the learning is very tightly related and connected to the real life, and an important part of the studies is represented by the practical training. And I put as a kind of title for that, not too easy, not impossible, just the right challenge. What I mean by that is that maybe at the beginning it will seem a little bit difficult to get a practical training place, but we can see many examples that it's actually not impossible, but for us as students, and not only as students, if we aim at something important in life, there is a need to be a challenge in there. We need to learn how to do things. We need to know how to identify our own skills and to make a plan and to find the right partners, the right companies. So on the next slide, I would like to try to say briefly what are the steps that we are doing when we are talking about the practical training. The basic things we start with are like courses or lectures, different events where we share information, basic information about the practical training. What are the opportunities for students, and what is actually all about the practical training. And then we have like ready official documents and templates with instructions for both companies and the students. The next step is to offer some supporting activities to students. And this is like meant to all the students which are, of course, interested in exploring these opportunities. The next step is to go on one by one individual meetings, mentoring of students, and trying to understand the background of the students, their plans, the skills they already have, and the experience, and trying to help them in realizing what could be potential practical training place. As a big part of the whole process, even though you might not think that is so important, our own hobbies and activities. Okay, you might think that what does it have to do that I play, I don't know, basketball in my country and I study automation engineering in Finland? At the first, if you think about it, you might think that it doesn't make any sense, but actually the hobbies and the activities that you do outside the school can help you in finding the contacts, finding the network, building the network, which later on will help you finding the practical training places or jobs. And when you know what are your skills, what are your plans, what you can offer to different companies or organizations. The next step is to like searching for relevant companies, and we put the emphasis on quality applications. It's not like sending 100 emails to companies that you don't know anything about and waiting for some answers, because it will never happen. Instead, we encourage and help students to find a few potential companies and do a good research and identify the needs of those companies and offer solutions to those needs. And we help students and we support students in making quality applications and contacting the companies. And of course, with all the formalities, help them preparing for the potential interviews and how to react to different answers that they get from companies and similar. And of course, the follow-up. Once a student got a place, we want to make sure that the cooperation between the companies and the students go well, and we have continuity in that process. So after the first students that joins the company for the practical training, the company will be happy to take more students in the future. On the next slide, I want to give some simple examples of what kind of supporting activities we offer. So as I said, we have like general info events when we talk about opportunities in the area and give like the big picture, what it is about. And then we go to like smaller event like a talent boost breakfast, where we can invite some companies from the area to give short presentations about their activities and what are their needs. And then we organize company visits. We go to organize practical training fairs, and we encourage our students to take part in those fairs and other events, networking events, and so-called special interest groups that are some like not so formal ways of how student can network, form a group around a certain topic, like let's say, for example, robotics or automation or whatever might be the topic, and they can network with both Finnish and international students, maybe teachers, maybe companies around that topic. And this is also a way for the students to network. And when contacting companies, the companies will be more maybe interested because they already have a group of committed students who want to solve their potential issues. On the next slide, I will share with you a very simple case. About 60 kilometers from the place where we are located in Seinäjoki, is a company called Pinomatic. If you search on Google, you will find it. It is a company that designs and manufactures production lines and equipment for the wood industry. And this company, exactly 1 year ago, they didn't have any experience with international students. They didn't have any international employees before that, but they were interested to get to offer us the possibility to visit them with a large group of students. We had like about 30 students back then, and many students discussed with the people in there, and one of our students, Kietvu, applied for a practical training. In this picture, you can see him in the middle talking to the managing director on the right side of the screen. So he got the practical training place in November 2024. And until May 25, he did his practical training and the diploma thesis with this company. He graduated in 25, and after that, he got a permanent job there. So this is a way how a committed student, by taking part in different events, by being active and contacting companies, can get a practical training place and a job as a result of that. On the next slide, we have, then this is the last one, we have some links. I don't know if you can access those links directly, but taking a picture of those and watching them later, there are a few other stories about how our students got the practical training places with different companies and organizations in our area. So to kind of wrap it up, I would encourage you guys to take part in our engineering programs. If you are interested and active, there are opportunities here. And as I said, it's not easy, it's not too complicated, but enough challenges. So welcome to Finland.
Thank you, Giuliano. It was a very honest, suitably positive encouragement for our potential engineering students. And now, after having a look at the professional life, let's shift back to the story of a former student and alumni. Martin, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for welcoming me back. I think there was a cut in the connection. Yes. So I actually came to Finland to pursue some new possibilities with my previous girlfriend, and we actually ended up in Kokkola. So, but what happened was that the corona pandemic came, and then all of a sudden I was without any job. I took some time to see what there were possibilities, and I found a possibility at Centria in Kokkola, where I already was situated. So yes, and that they had an uptake in January 2021, and I applied for that, and I got accepted. First, I wasn't sure that I will be eligible to go to that program, but they assured me if I was motivated and otherwise had some of the other criteria checked off, I could be enrolled and accepted to the program. I was so motivated that I actually completed the program in 3 years instead of the nominal 4 years. So I had a lot of studies going on, and this was also one of the highlights that I could take courses from different years and then be flexible about it. And also I had the opportunity to take some of the lessons remotely that back then, and that I benefited very much from. And then my thesis was in hydrogen production. And at that time, I was very fascinated about that. And I had the possibility to work in the labs in Centria to conduct my experiments. But my peer students did all kind of other theses, for instance, when it comes to solar energy or even space junk. And there was also one who did in regards to perfumes and so on. So there is so many possibilities. So I would say it's almost only the fantasy that sets the limitations. But after I graduated, I got hired a couple of days after. So in the beginning, I was very happy about that, of course. But yes, but I found out I was curious on so many other things. And actually now I'm studying my master degree in human neuroscience at a university in Finland, and it's down at University of Turku. However, I'm at the moment in Helsinki at the university there to do my master thesis. Can we please move to the next slide? Yes, but back to what I then did. So during my time in Kokkola, I took on one project, a traineeship at Boliden, and that was for 1 month. And that was one of these programs that Centria had to make sure that both Finnish students and international students get out to the companies, the local companies. And I was picked for that based on an application and an interview. So I went to Boliden. And to start with, I did different kind of things. Basically, I was in the foundry to see how they would make zinc products and alloys of zinc. So I did all kind of things. Even I took a certificate there driving forklift, but I was also in the control room. I was also a part of planning the production. So I got to see the whole thing. So it was very holistic for me, that experience. But never mind, then I continued because I wanted to explore what else there would be opportunities. So I actually got a contact in Helsinki for a company there, Infocell, that works with paper batteries. So I went there to work in different departments, and that I did for 3 months. However, I chose that this wasn't my thing either, so I continued back. But during that time, I took most of my courses remotely. So that again was due to the flexibility of Centria at that point, at least. But I went actually back to Boliden again. And then I worked as a metallurgy operational generalist, where I then took on some of my previous tasks there, but this time I was paid for it. And then I also upgraded myself to be able to control some of the robots that are used in the production, and also to do maintenance and also health and safety checks. So that was more what I was seeking, actually. But during my time at Centria, I actually got 2 different scholarships, one for being an outstanding student, and then also one for having the best student performance for 1 academic year. So yeah. Can we please go to next slide? So yeah. So some of these things why I like Centria very much is it's this with a down of earth mentality. And even though it's down to earth, it was very high tech driven. There was so much going on there, but still you could speak with all the teachers and lecturers and your peer students. There was a good community. And I also think this was a part that I was very motivated about my studies, because I could more or less get instant feedback on the things I was having issues with, or where I wanted to know more and so on. And I could even use the facilities at Centria for smaller projects I had on the side. But in general, I would say all the people I met at Centria were so friendly and helpful and basically approachable. So yeah, and it did that it was possible to feel welcome and actually to spend my time there at the different facilities and with other peers. And also Centria believed me even when I had a tough period and so on. But the teachers was okay with me when I couldn't, for instance, meet a deadline. Then they altered that deadline and they gave me another possibility, so I would be able to graduate as well. So yes, but Actually, I failed the basic chemistry and organic chemistry. I felt it was a big disaster in the beginning because I have never actually tried in my life to fail any course. But the Finnish mentality was so unique to me that you weren't a failure because you didn't pass the course in the first attempt. It will only be a failure if you gave up. But the teachers from those courses actually sat down with me to tell me, okay, you maybe need to look into this aspect or this and so on. So I got some guided experience. And with that, it helped me to retake the exam. And then I got a very high, satisfying grade. So for me, it was a blessing, I would say. And then a typical day for me in the center, I would be there to go first to have my coffee and hopefully meet some of my peer students, and then we would have a lesson or two. But we would also have our own projects to look into. As it earlier also was said, that many of the courses you work in small individual teams on projects, and that I recognize, at least from my studies as well. So, but I will say that the engineering became actually in the end a tool for me to understand natural science because I was originally having a background in business, but now I'm more and more into natural science. Also now when I'm looking into human neuroscience, among other things. So, yeah. But this, when it comes to engineering and this degree of chemical engineering I took at Centria, then it's so interdisciplinary and flexible as well. And I could somehow put it all together in a way so I could benefit from it and seek out the possibilities that I would look into. So, but what I really take with me from many of my courses are, of course, this about
Did we miss him again? The voice?
Yes, I think there's a small internet misconnection at the moment. But to summarize, I think Martin has been giving a good glimpse into how the studies are made. I think it was a very interesting quote that you aren't a failure because you fail a course, but only if you quit, and the teachers are here to explain you. So I think it's very important to anyone who's listening to us online and thinking about studies in engineering that you don't need to succeed on the first go, and the teachers are here to explain to you how to become an engineer and how to build your skills day after day over the 4 years, 3 or 4 years that the studies will last.
Yes, can you hear me again? I maybe
We can
dropped
hear
out
you.
for a sec. Okay,
Yes.
I have shut off or turned off my camera though. But then yes, I think here in the yes, I think we can turn to the next slide. Thank you. Yes. So in Kokkola, where I was living at that time and where Centria's main campus is, I would say the lifestyle was so unique to me. It was slow living in the sense that there was a certain calmness attached to your everyday life. But I will say again, there were so many events happening throughout the year, of course, more in the summer half year than the winter half year. But in the winter half year, you have the possibilities to go out and explore the nature. And the winter is amusing, at least in Kokkola, compared to the very southern of Finland, where I'm now, because here the winter is more rainy and a little less snowy. So yeah, I would say Kokkola from time to time was a winter wonderland. And there's a rich nature around Kokkola, so it's indeed something that should make anybody who likes to explore nature very interesting. in that. But yeah, but Kokkola also offers good connections to elsewhere in Finland, and that is only a very huge advantage. So you can go beyond and over many places. So yeah. But yes, there's many cozy events during the year, but one of the big highlights of being in the Kokkola is to visit the island where the Tanka lighthouse is located. And that lighthouse on Tanka is actually designed by the ones who made the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. So if you're interested in architecture, then it's indeed something. But otherwise, it's also a cozy island with a rich history of anarchy, I would say. But yeah, but the industry is within reach, and there is so many projects that you can participate in and get to know different companies. So I think definitely it's worth a shot. So yes. So that was everything for me. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share some of my thoughts and my career path so far.
Thank you, Martin, a lot for sharing your experience. If you don't mind, I would like to ask a
Yes.
question. Since you mentioned that you were in the business field before you
Yeah.
started your path in engineering, at what moment of your studies at Centria did you realize, like, yes, engineering is my thing?
I really think when it was, I realized that engineering was my thing, was that it actually unlocked the whole aspect of natural science, because I would say before that, yes, I understood some natural science, but I had no tools of understanding it. So while actually being in the chemistry labs and see how things actually underwent, that definitely created, I would say, where I knew that, okay, now I have a tool, and this tool I can unlock so much knowledge with. So yeah. So yeah, but I think it comes down to this that even when doing experiments and following protocols, you only learn when you are allowed to make mistakes. And from those mistakes you do in the lab, you start to understand what the subject you are actually working with, how it actually presents itself and how it acts and so on. So I would say it comes down to being in the lab and make mistakes, but then learn from the mistakes, and then benefit from it in the end.
That's very encouraging, that nobody's expecting perfectness from day one, but learn from the mistakes and so forth.
Yes.
And last question, would you have any advice to somebody who is contemplating engineering studies at this stage?
I would definitely do it, but the thing is, I would definitely go to Finland to study if I had to do degrees again. And here I am still studying in Finland, though, because I really think studying engineering will unlock so many possibilities, even in the future. And whether it's within the IT or energy industry, there will be so many things to use it for. And I might myself use my engineering degree in my coming time, when I maybe pursue a PhD. There are some people walking past me. Sorry for that. But yeah, because I'm looking into, for instance, functional ultrasound, so you need to understand physics and physical chemistry as well. So I think if people want to unlock the curiosity, then engineering is really the tool to do so. So I really think people should take advantage of it, and especially in Finland with the educational system, it's über alles. It's super, as we would say it. So no, I really think it's a way forward to do engineering, and then in Finland.
Thank you so much. I think you said everything we all are thinking in each different university. So I think you said it really well. And what you said fits Seinäjoki University of Applied Sciences, Satakunta University of Applied Sciences, and Centria. The way of teaching is the same in all our universities of applied sciences. And thank you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank
I
you.
think Johanna still had a few slides, or we've
Yes, I
gone
think
through. Yes,
yeah,
we've been
sorry.
through the working life.
There will actually next be the breakout rooms, but before we will tell you a few things about those, there's the contact information that if you want to know more, there are the email addresses to each university, and also a reminder that if you would like to join the next webinar, the third one about AI, IT and beyond, which will be on the 3rd of December, please come and join then as well. Then we have here about the breakout rooms, just going back to the very beginning. Sorry about this jumping here between the slides. So the breakout rooms will be open per each degree program, and the lectures you have heard today will be there, as well as me and my colleague Elina from our university, and Helena from Centria and Becky from Seinäjoki will be there answering your questions. Do you want to, Helena, add anything, or shall we just say thank you for listening?
Thank you to all our speakers today, Martin, Giuliano, and all the others who are now online will move with us then to the Liveto platform to continue in the breakout rooms. Thank you to our host, Johanna, and let's see you, all the others, online in the breakout rooms.